On Easter Sunday, we celebrate his glorious resurrection and proclaim, as Christians have done for nearly 2,000 years.
If there's one question that makes people argue on the internet faster than politics itself, it's this one. How did Donald Trump actually get rich? Was it genius? Was it luck? Was it inheritance? Or was it just Trump being Trump? Well, today we're breaking it down in a fun, human, honest way, with drama, skyscrapers, gold-plated everything, and a whole lot of confidence. So grab a snack because this story has enough plot twists to make Netflix jealous. Before Donald Trump was building towers in Manhattan, his father Fred Trump was already a big real estate developer in New York's outer boroughs. Fred wasn't flashy. He wasn't wearing gold tie clips. He built affordable housing, played it safe, and kept everything organized like a man who alphabetizes his socks. But young Donald, he looked at Queens and thought, nice, but where's the spotlight? He wanted bigger, shinier, more glamorous. Fred taught him how to negotiate tough, how to think long-term, and that real estate is where serious money lives. And yes, Donald received financial help and early loans from his father. But he didn't want to just continue Fred's empire. He wanted to upgrade it. Donald enters Manhattan. The moment Donald finished school, he headed straight for Manhattan, a place filled with billionaires, bankers, celebrities, and real estate sharks with sharper teeth than a great white. He walked into meetings like he already owned half the city. Did he? No, but did he act like it? Oh, absolutely. This confidence is part of the Trump formula. Act big, attract attention, turn attention into deals, and soon he found his first giant opportunity. The Grand Hyatt deal. Picture this, a massive, ugly, dusty old hotel next to Grand Central Station, so abandoned it might as well have ghosts paying rent. Trump didn't see a dying building. He saw a comeback story. He negotiated for months with the city, the owners, the tax department, and basically everyone with a pulse. Finally, he sealed the deal, renovated the place, and reopened it as the Grand Hyatt New York. It was gorgeous, it was modern, and it made Trump millions. This was his first major win, the moment he proved he wasn't just Fred's son. Trump Tower, the golden upgrade. Next came the project that turned Trump into a luxury brand. Trump Tower, black glass, gold everything, waterfalls, shops, marble floors shiny enough to see your future in them. It wasn't just a skyscraper, it was a statement. I'm here, I'm big, I'm bold, and yes, this is real gold. Trump Tower made him rich, famous, and impossible to ignore. It also cemented his reputation as the king of flashy New York real estate. Donald Trump's casino era. Imagine a man walking through a world of flashing lights, blackjack tables, spinning roulette wheels, and billions moving every single night. That man, Donald Trump. Before the presidency, before the global controversies, Trump lived a chapter of his life that felt straight out of a Hollywood movie, his casino era. Today, you're going to see how he stepped into this world, how he rose to the top, and how everything began to collapse. Take a breath, because this story has ego, glamour, pressure, and very high stakes. In the 1980s, Atlantic City was being reborn as the new Las Vegas. The government was encouraging big developers to build casinos and revive the city's economy. And of course, Trump saw a golden opportunity. He was already famous in New York real estate, but casinos meant prestige, fast money, celebrities, and a new level of power. Trump didn't want to just play the game. He wanted to own the entire table. In 1984, Trump opened his first casino, Trump Plaza. Lavish, enormous, full of marble and gold, the classic Trump signature style, but he didn't stop there. Soon came Trump Castle, with a royal castle-themed design. And then, the biggest of them all, the Trump Taj Mahal, opened in 1990. Trump called it the eighth wonder of the world. At that moment, Trump was at his peak. He wasn't just a businessman, he was the king of Atlantic City. But like every casino story, the higher you bet, the more dangerous the game becomes. The dark side behind the lights. Building gigantic casinos wasn't cheap. Trump was borrowing millions, then hundreds of millions. The Taj Mahal alone cost over $1 billion, most of it borrowed money. While the casinos sparkled on the outside, their financial foundations were cracking. Tourism slowed down, competition grew. Atlantic City began to lose its magic. And the casinos that were supposed to be money machines started to bleed cash. Trump remained confident in public, but behind the scenes he was fighting to keep everything standing. 1991. The Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy. Yes, the eighth wonder of the world, bankrupt in its very first year. Trump renegotiated debts, handed control to banks, but kept one thing: his name on the building, because the Trump name was a brand, and brands don't go bankrupt easily. Over the next decade, his other casinos followed the same path. More bankruptcies, more debt restructuring, more battles to survive. Trump was spending more time negotiating with creditors than running casinos. By the 2000s, Trump's casino empire was no longer an empire. The buildings were there, the lights still flashed, but the profits were gone. In 2009, his casino company filed for its third bankruptcy. Trump finally stepped away from the industry that once defined his image. But here's the twist. Even with all the financial trouble, Trump himself walked away with his brand stronger than ever. The casinos lost money, but the Trump name became even more famous, and that fame would fuel the next chapter of his life: television, politics, and eventually the presidency. The casino era of Donald Trump wasn't just about money. It was about ambition, risk, image, and the willingness to bet big, even when the odds weren't in his favor. Some say he failed, others say he played the game his own way. But one thing is undeniable: this era shaped the Trump the world would come to know. Donald Trump on TV. "You're fired." NBC offered him a show called The Apprentice, where contestants competed for a job at one of his companies. The show turned Trump into a TV star. His catchphrase, "You're fired," became world famous, and the paycheck, huge. But more importantly, the show boosted the Trump brand into the stratosphere. Suddenly, hotels, golf courses, clothing brands, real estate developers, even bottled water companies wanted his name on their products. The brand empire. Here's where the real money comes in. Trump started making fortunes by licensing his name, meaning he didn't pay to build the hotel, he didn't handle the construction, he didn't take the financial risk. Partners built everything, and Trump simply allowed his name to be used. He earned licensing fees, percentages of revenue, and international recognition, with almost no risk. For many years, the Trump brand made more money than Trump's actual buildings. By the time Trump even thought about politics, he was already internationally famous, deeply involved in real estate, a television icon, and a licensing powerhouse. His empire came from family foundations, bold real estate deals, casinos, comebacks, TV success, and brand licensing all over the world. Agree with him or not, Donald Trump understood something very well. Attention to Charles opportunity. Opportunity to Charles money. And he used that equation better than almost anyone. The human takeaway. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump's journey to wealth is a wild story. It's filled with ambition, confidence, risk, failure, reinvention, and a whole lot of gold. He didn't become rich in a straight line. He stumbled, he struggled, he bounced back, and he turned his name into a global brand. And whether you're a fan or a critic, one thing is clear: Donald Trump knows how to turn a moment into money. At the end of the day, Donald Trump's story isn't just about money. It's not only about towers of glass, gold elevators, casinos, or TV fame. It's about a man who refused to stay small, a man who walked into rooms where he didn't belong, and convinced everyone that he did. It's a story of privilege, yes, but also of risk, ambition, collapse, and comeback. Because what truly built the Trump empire wasn't just real estate. It wasn't just his father's foundation. It wasn't even the billion-dollar branding machine. What built it was the belief, the unshakable belief, that he could turn every failure into a headline and every headline into an opportunity. Whether you admire him, criticize him, or simply watch from a distance, there's something undeniable here. Donald Trump learned how to turn attention into power and power into wealth. His journey reminds us of one simple truth. You don't need a perfect path to succeed. You just need the courage to keep reinventing yourself when the world expects you to disappear. And maybe that's the real lesson behind his fortune. Your story isn't defined by how you start. but by how fiercely you refuse to stop. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video here. Got Rich Channel. Trust in God. He knows the best for us.